The story starts before we came here, because I worked here in a previous life as a student going through uni. I worked for a catering company that had the contract to work here for John Hurt. So back in the late 70s, early 80s, and I used to work here then, before any of this was built, in the old building, and John had it from 1965 right through to we moved in 95. 1854 it was built, and he renovated it in 1965 and turned it back into an art gallery. We moved into the front section only, none of this was here. The front section only in 1995, and then we were able to do 76 in the front room at capacity, which we do about 30 in there now, so it's changed a lot, the capacity of the place. In 2000 we put a marquee in here in the courtyard to increase our capacity.
2006 we bought it?
2006 we bought the premises, the freehold, from John. He wanted to get out, and then in 2009 we decided that we would bite the bullet and put a permanent structure here, because the marquee could only work summertime. There was no option for anything during the winter. We thought there was a need for something corporate back in those days. So we built a function space that was able to do both corporate and weddings. But the vision there was a must-have on the plans, because on a summer's evening this is just magnificent.
We have had many taglines across the years, but one of them was anywhere, anytime, which is pretty much when we didn't have this space, we had to go out in order to have enough income, so we would go anywhere at any time.
Food produce is definitely sourced as much as we possibly can locally. Of course, because of the volumes we need, local product isn't always available in the quantities we need, so you've much local as we can. Very happy to look after the local people.
It was Hugh and his absolute food passion and desire to do things differently, which is continued.
Not differently, better.
Better, that's right. It's always got to be better. I forgot that. It's got to be better.
Better.
We've been really fortunate through the journey that if it's something significant in Geelong, we generally get an option to help. So we had a conference that was called Impact, and it was an international conference. They arrived and they were here for a week, and we were down on the foreshore, down between the wharf shed and the carousel. They put up a marquee. We did the cocktail party for 800. We then did a barbecue on the Wednesday night. We then did a sit-down dinner on the Thursday night. Then we followed that up with 4 weddings on that weekend. But it's just so great to be able to work with. We were working with tourism, Davis Cup. When Davis Cup came to Geelong, we actually were looking after the Davis Cup team. The football club, we had 2007. They won their premiership. Where do you think they were at 1 a.m. in the morning? They were right here.
That was before this was built.
And then 2009, we hid them in the middle of Deakin. So the Geelong College 150th celebration for 900 on the Oval. We've been really, I think, incredibly fortunate to have had the opportunity, first of all, to be asked, and then, that has really set the business up. Repeat business is absolutely key, and making people feel special is so important.
I'm finding that the industry is becoming more convenient and less focused on the product and more focused on convenience. And I see it when I go into supermarkets, pre-packaged food, and it's all cost related. There is just so much nowadays that people have to spend their money on. Discretionary spend on events and parties is going to challenge people, especially for big numbers. Weddings seem to be okay. They're sort of immune of budgetary prerequisites, but they are all, it's always a factor. There's always a reason that you need to look at what you are doing and how you're doing it, and we're keen to just keep producing a quality product in whatever shape or form we can.
We have to work together as an industry. It's about improving the industry. How do we make this an industry where it isn't just, oh, well, you can't do anything else, you go into hospitality. It's got to be that it's a genuine career, which it has been for me. Absolutely, I could have done something else, but I love it. And we want to encourage our people to realise that they are important, that anyone who works in hospitality actually deserves to be treated with utmost respect.
When we did a market review of our insurances, Adroit was a name that came to us as being a quality provider in Geelong, so we hit them up. In the end, Adroit did present to us something that we felt comfortable with. Our circumstances had changed significantly because we had taken on more work, we'd got more vehicles, we'd just expanded, and we were doing things differently. So it's always good to get an opinion on how you need to cover yourself.
So what we did was we just sort of had a bit of a think about it. Who would we approach in Geelong? And Adroit was a company that I had been involved with through some business excellence judging and was impressed, and obviously a great brand.
I think it's the public risk, the chance that somebody will do something and we will cop the fall for it.
I mean, it's the dance floor. Let's be honest.
Floor. It's tripping over themselves as they leave the building. It's being hit by a car as they cross the road. It's all that stuff. Things that are within our control, don't worry me, because we've got them covered. It's the one where the public is involved and they're likely to do something that's not considered, and we cop the brunt of it. Thankfully, none of that yet either.
Touch wood.